What's up, everybody? Happy Hump Day. It is the 20th of November, 2019. Just wanted to do a quick little update. There was a story that came out on Inman today out of Long Island, New York. It was a investigative journalism piece covering fair housing violations based on race and a number of other factors. And so I thought this was a great opportunity to just remind you guys that, so you hear it from me, so you can be very clear and understand this, that fair housing violations are taken very seriously, as they should be, across the country, this state, locally. The association has code of ethics that relate to this. Please, please, please understand one simple concept. Everybody's money is green. Okay? Black, blue, yellow, red hair, green hair, no hair. Okay? It doesn't matter where you're from, your religion, whether you have a disability, whether you have a family or not. Everybody's money is green, and because of that, you should want to work with everybody. All right? Now, like I said, I'm posting a link to the story so you guys can go read it for yourself. One thing that I will say is that there's nothing wrong with requiring certain things of buyers or sellers before you work with them, as long as you're doing this for everybody. So, for example, if you were to go through and read through the story, you'll see that in some instances, buyers showed up and they were a particular race, and so the agent said, "Hey, you got to have a pre-approval letter before I show you any properties." But then somebody of a different race showed up and no pre-approval. They just jumped in the car and went and started showing properties. Didn't do any of the other stuff. That's not okay. That is exactly what kind of violations will get you in trouble, and you don't want to go down that path. So it's perfectly okay to require a buyer to be pre-approved. I require every buyer I work with to be pre-approved and screened by a lender. But I require it of every single buyer, all right, not just certain buyers, all right? When it comes to listings, I require sellers to do certain things. Not certain sellers, but all sellers to do certain things. And so that's really the important thing about this. If you have a set of procedures, all right, stick to those procedures for everyone, all right, and that's how you keep yourself out of trouble, even if you don't mean to, all right, even if it's some not necessarily like you're biased, but you have some deep-seated, like, like, oh, I feel more comfortable with this versus that, which is normal human, nature to do that. You got to resist that urge. Treat everybody exactly the same. All right. If you ever end up in a situation where you feel like something's off, but you're worried that if you do something, it might violate this, whatever, give me a call. Let's talk about it. All right. Maybe if you're a female, you don't have a problem meeting other females to show properties, but you would have a problem meeting a man by yourself. Well, sex is a protected class, and so I can totally understand that. So if you have a concern there and it's a safety concern, call me. Let's have a conversation about it. Let's see if there's a way to serve the client equally, fairly, all right? And also make sure that you feel safe in the process. So anyway, quick reminder, everybody's money's green. Treat everybody the same. Doesn't mean you have to work with everybody, all right? If you don't want to work with somebody that doesn't make a certain amount of money, that's legally okay. If you don't want to work with in a certain area of town, that's okay. If you don't work the east side or the south side or the west side, because that's not really the area that you know, that's okay, all right? But if it's an area you work, okay, treat everybody the same way. Real simple. I encourage you guys, it's kind of a long article, but there's a lot of good information in there. And as always, these are the things that will get you in trouble, and my job is to keep you out of trouble. So go take a look, read through it. Remember, I am very fond of saying, and I say it often, nothing is ever a problem until it's a problem. The brokerages that are listed in this article are now going to be under the investigation of the Attorney General's Office of New York. There's probably going to be some fair housing violations that are going to be thrown out there, meaning large fines, settlements, lawsuits, so on and so forth. So anyway, that's what I got for you guys today. Quick reminder, if you have any questions, post them below and we'll get those taken care of. See ya.